Alright, let's talk about Josef Salvat's debut EP, In Your Prime. Josef Salvat, he's a UK-based singer-songwriter who really kind of brings in some R&B elements and marries it with electro-pop. And so you have a lot of arrangements that are really electronic and a pretty soulful voice riding on top of all of that. Now, whenever he was first pitched to me, someone described him as a combination of Lana Del Rey and Morrissey. Just think about that for a second. That sounds like it could be absolutely horrible. It sounds like an unholy alliance. It sounds, like, I don't know, it sounds horrible. Luckily, Salvat's In Your Prime, this EP, doesn't really sound anything like that. Actually, I think transcends those kind of simple references, like a Lana Del Rey plus Morrissey equals this, because I think this is a pretty strong debut, and it really starts with a cover song, actually, Diamonds by Rihanna, which I'm sure that you've probably heard because it comes on the radio every 3 seconds. You can't walk 4 feet in America without running into this song. But anyways, Salvat takes this song and he kind of slows it down. He really dials it back. Takes out some of the production that I think Rihanna and her team really kind of made that song glossy and poppy. He strips back some of that stuff and really brings the lyrics forward. And for me, makes this song much better than the original. I felt like this one actually has an emotional weight to it that the original by Rihanna did not have. And this is something similar that we saw happen just earlier, I guess last year, with whenever Anne Brun, the Norwegian singer, stripped back Beyonce's Halo to make that song much more emotional by taking out some of that glossy pop. But anyways, that's the first track on this album, and I feel like it speaks pretty volumes about the confidence of Salvat and just the balls that it takes to release your debut and have the first song be, an already incredibly popular song by one of the most famous singer-songwriter, or most famous vocalists in North America. But anyways, I think that's probably the strongest song on this album. However, the following track, Open Season, is pretty much almost just as strong, and it's an original song. It's not a cover of anything, but it has a melody that is so catchy, a pre-chorus and a chorus that are so catchy that if you hear the song for the first time, by the time you get to the end, by the time you get to that last chorus, you're singing along with it. The melody is so intuitive that it almost feels like you've heard the song before because it's just that catchy. And this is really where Salvat kind of introduces his sound, where he's a little bit of a soul singer on top of some electro-pop arrangements. The final 2 tracks on here, the back half, Shoot and Run and This Life, are a little bit gloomier, a little bit moodier, and so I think this is where people who compare him to Lana Del Rey they're probably referencing these tracks. And in fact, the first single off of this EP was Shoot and Run, even though I think that it might actually be the weakest track here, which is not saying much because this is a good EP. But I feel like whenever he is able to bask in the atmosphere of this, he does make the most of it, I guess. It's just that compared to the first 2 tracks, these 2 tracks suffer. But overall, I think this is a really impressive debut. Before this, he had released 2 singles, Hustler and Every Night. And these are both really good, but we're planning on seeing more of this guy next year. Next year, apparently, he has a full-length album coming out. I gotta tell you, after this, I'm excited for it. I think this guy is gonna be a pretty big name. So you should definitely check him out now rather than later, because you don't want to be, an idiot, I guess. You want to be a good person. You want to check out this music early. Alright, I'm aware that we're running out of time, so I'll leave it up to you to tell me what I got wrong. Let me know how much of an idiot I am, or if you just want to tell me what you would like to hear reviewed next. Do so in the comment box below. If you want to hear more reviews like this, a lot of our writing is at earbuddy.net. You can find a lot of that there, and so long, bye.